People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Coast to Coast and Way Out There fans, listen up. If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Spreaker's answer to Coast AM with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific. On Spreaker, on Periscope, and on D-Talk Radio Network.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back-to-back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radioland.
America's True Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Goals, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle with all the great songs you heard before and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too.
Every third Saturday at 3 o'clock Central on GJRB. Strange things in the sky and around the world. Strange beings sighted. What's going on? All around us, conspiracy theories are being discussed. This is the show all about the strange things that are way out there. I'm Gary Russen, and this Way Out There's back with more weird stories of the strange and the bizarre. Keep looking up in the sky and let me know what you see. Way out there. Every third Friday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend?
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And I'm back, the Gary Russen program on GJRB. Starting off 50 minutes of non-stop music and talk. Take a little break a little bit. Play some music. Need a music break, right? Getting tired of all that politics. Here's Wayne Whiteside, Worried About My Heart on GJRB.
My hangover this morning is really not that bad. I got ways of getting through this. I start talking to my cat. We ain't decided what to do. But my cat's getting nervous. You know she's worried about my heart.
the only one here now, and she's scared it's gonna stop. She has to listen to me, and she'd like to go to sleep. On the floor, I'm amazed at what this did to me. I never thought she'd leave, but there's a lie I have to live with, lie I must believe. I can still hear her screaming why. She's not the one that left, she's the one that cried.
Oh yeah, Mr. White. Gotta tell you, the first time I heard that song was on the Mike Myers show, Radio Hope, and I said, man, that's an awesome tune. Mr. White, just like every song he does is like, man, this guy should have been recording major hit records. Man, great. Mr. White, Worried About My Heart on GJRB Online. I'm going to put that in a heavy play. Now, Blake, what I try to explain to you what it is I have a music rotation on my station, and I have a format wheel, and I cycle all my songs, and I break all my songs up into what songs I play the most, what songs I play the least, and what songs I kind of let fall aside, or it gets played but not as often. It goes into the light rotation. And the add-ons is songs that I'm just trying out. And I kind of do it like radio. I learned that from broadcasting school. I learned that from being in radio, that, the stations kind of break up their songs in light, heavy rotation. Songs that get played. Now, I've been studying this.
learning how WLS disc jockeys actually used to do it, in that some of the heaviest played songs got played every 2 hours on a full day. But since I'm not on the air as much, I try to get as many of the popular songs, the ones I play more often, played on my show. I try to get them on at least twice in a single show, because if they're good songs like that one, I like to give it a lot. And I've been playing that even on my other show called The Blues House, which is a blues show I have on. And I like that song. It's absolutely incredible. I've got some more blues stuff, and as a matter of fact, there's another guy I do follow here on Spreaker, and I don't know if you ever catch him. He has a show on Monday nights called Blues in the Night, and he is absolutely fabulous. And some of the blues he has on are absolutely great. He goes back and plays a lot of classic blues stuff. It's absolutely fabulous. So on Monday nights at 8 o'clock here on Spreaker. 8 o'clock Central Time. If you have a chance to catch that program, it's great. We're highly recommended if you're into blues. It's good stuff. You'll see the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And this is starting 45 minutes or say 50 of nonstop talking music. That means we're just going to go straight on through and do a little sports talk, a little music, a little this and that. Spread the show around a little bit, get some attention all over the social sites. Because sometimes what happens is it gets a little slow around here, and I don't get as many hits and many responses. So what I'll do is go into the social sites and advertise a little bit while I'm on the air. And usually I get bites, but hey, thanks a lot for coming in, Blake. As a matter of fact, earlier we had on here, the past half of the show, was Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, was with us. We were talking about different things in the news, talking about President Trump's national emergency, and about how the fact that Nancy Pelosi says that, well, let's think if he can get away with this, President Trump can get away with this national emergency bit. Look what and now the Democrats are getting ideas to take away to take guns out of the hands of innocent people. Because, gun violence was such a evil, bad thing in the past couple of years here in America. So, I don't know what the Democrats are going to pull with this. Now they got ideas on trying to do something like that. And we're talking about that. We're also talking about Ocasio-Cortez. And the fact that she's not the brightest bulb in the lampshade. It's just that simple. And the fluffs that she made is really hilarious. I'll have to play that again later. I'll try to see how much time I get. I'll try to throw that in again. It's funny. And various other things we've been talking about. And also checking out news and various things like that. Seeing what's out there. So I hope you can join me this afternoon, the Gary Russen program, the Freestyle Friday edition. That means that it's open lines, open phones, open everything, open to anything that can happen, and it usually does. And where you can find all kinds of fun stuff. So hang in there. We've got more to come here on the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online, and you can be on the air with me. I'll have the lines open for conversation if you want to get in on it. And I'm looking for that right now. Actually, I'm looking for something else. And I know lately, I don't know what it is. I go into my computer to find something to put on the Spreaker player. I'll go into a bank of recordings and say, what the heck am I doing here? I do that once in a while. I'll look at there and say, what am I doing? It's like, when you go into a refrigerator and say, what am I in here for? Exactly, why am I standing here? Open the refrigerator. My dad, we used to do that at home. My dad would just get really get mad, but he'd say, you're standing there and waste electricity, let all the air out, or something like that. Some kind of bit. Can't make up your mind what you want in the refrigerator, close the door and come back later. I don't know. Anyway, really, did you ever go into a refrigerator or in a room and find out wonder why the heck you were in there in the first place? Well, it happens even on the computer. It's just go in there and I'll say, I'm looking for a file. What am I in here for? What am I in here for? And it is for what we've been doing over the past hour.
Let's scroll through social media.
Yeah, social media. That means we go through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the social sites, Convo, and MeWe, to find stories of interest, to see what people are posting. And I do that on all shows. It makes for an interesting show because I find interesting stories to talk about. And sometimes they get in the Best Stuff show. By the way, a month has gone by since we've had our last Best of the Gary Russen program. And as you well know, I try to get a collection of shows first before I do that. And there I am, GGRB Online, right there. I'm right here on my Twitter. By the way, what I do is now I'm finding the conglomeration of all the composite of all of the highlights from the Gary Russen program in January, and putting together my once monthly. Now it's going to be once monthly. I'll try to make it twice, but I think once monthly is enough for the best of the Gary Russen program. And I go through the past month's Russen program, month and a half, and find highlights of interest over the past couple of months of Gary Russen programs that I can replay. And it's a best of show. And I find some interesting clips and something needs to be revisited. And it's kind of one of my favorite things to do. It's a flashback show of the Gary Russen program over the past couple of months. And I find some interesting stuff. And so that's what I do. And there it is, the Gary Russen program. GJRB Online, there is the widget. When you see that radio dial with the arrow over it, that's the Gary Russen program, 215-19, part 3. When you hit that arrow, it'll open up into a widget, and you can see this show on live. And there is it takes you into the chat room when you click that balloon, and it will show that there's activity in the chat room. And it will take you right into the Spreaker chat room, and you can join all the people who were on there with me this past couple of times, including, like I said, Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative, was with us at the beginning of the show. And you can get in on it. And not only that, whenever I play a song, I just found this out, if you get on the Twitter and you listen to this show on Twitter and I play a song, it'll tell you what song I'm playing. So, like if you heard Wayne Whiteside earlier, I played Worried About My Heart. Well, what it will do is if you go into the Twitter on there, get on the Gary Russen program on Twitter and hit that arrow and hit that button, it'll open up the widget, and it will tell you what song I'm playing live on the air. So you'll see it. If you want to know what song it is, you just go into Twitter and you'll see it. I just noticed that one day because I was listening to your Uncle Mike the other day on there, and also if you go into the Spreaker app, it'll tell you what song I'm playing too. If you get on your Spreaker app, I'm surprised it doesn't show you, because I will tell it. It'll show you what song I'm playing. It'll give you. It'll show what the song will come up. If I'm playing it off the Spreaker DJ board, the console. If I'm playing off the computer, obviously it's going to tell you, because it doesn't know that I'm playing a song other than. So if I'm playing a song off the computer, it's not going to tell you what the song is, because it's not on the computer. It's not on the console. Anyway, you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GTRB Online here on Spreaker across America, and glad you could be with me today. And I'm now in Twitter, and looking through some interesting stories on here. I got follow a lot of people on here, and a lot of interesting postings. I kind of like Twitter because you get a little bit more postings than you do on Facebook. And you get a lot more news, too, as you otherwise get on Facebook. Oh, boy. This is in Pittsburgh. Just breaking. A vehicle has just slammed into an Arby's on Lebanon Church Road in West Mifflin, which is just outside Pittsburgh there on the other side, West Mifflin. You ever heard of it? It's on the other side of Pittsburgh. Yeah, how about that? Someone slammed into an Arby's in West Mifflin. Must have been really hungry there. Anyway, that's some of the stories. Let's see what else we got here. Coming out of, let's see what we have here. Any more interesting ones? That's breaking right now. Someone slammed into an Arby's in Lebanon Church Road in West Mifflin. Breaking news in Pittsburgh. Let's see. Text. Okay, I don't want that. Yeah, that looks like Michael Jackson. Nickelodeon's All That is coming back thanks to Kenan Thompson. All That, some show on Nickelodeon, according to a WTAE report. The Whole Skeptic. Dave, I hope you're getting a good fee for all the research you're doing for her next book. Spaced Out Radio. Okay, let's see what else we can find down the page. Scott Wales, snow begins again. So it's snowing. Where is that? That's coming out of the Weather Nation. Where is that coming out of? It's snowing again somewhere. Okay. Scotland? Okay. Let's go down the page a little bit more here. Let's see, anything else interesting? WQAD Channel 8 in Moline. Hey, at Gene Simmons, when you come to Moline, Illinois for your End of the Road World Tour, will you help us kiss crime goodbye by being our celebrity spinner on Wheel of Misfortune? Oh, really? Gene Simmons, Channel 8 in Pittsburgh, is asking him to come on and do a celebrity spin on Wheel of Misfortune. That's a segment on WQAD Channel 8 in Moline, where they have a person spin this Wheel of Misfortune, and what it is a criminal that they're looking for, or somebody that's on the most wanted list. They pull him up and give you stats that they're looking for him, all the information on him, and it helps the law enforcement to find criminals who are on the loose that they're looking for. Really neat segment, actually. I kind of like it. It's one of my favorites. I watch Channel 8 News here in Quad Cities, WQAD, our ABC affiliate here. A lot of great birthday greetings. I want to thank everyone once again for their fantastic birthday greetings. We got some really nice ones. 58 past Wednesday. You know what's really neat about that, too, was the fact that my birthday
lined up with World Radio Day. Yeah, I thought that was great. That was on Wednesday. My birthday, February 13th, was also World Radio Day. I thought, wow, that was cool. Right on my birthday, World Radio Day. Was that awesome or what? We'll do Weather on the Fives at 5 minutes past the hour of 5, so stand by for that. You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GTRB Online. If you'd like to be part of the show, you got another hour coming up to get involved and have fun. In this last hour of the Gary Russen program, we'll be having our regular features. We'll do more scroll through social media and Convo and MeWe. And we're doing 50 minutes of nonstop talk and music with 19 minutes left to go in this segment, and another 5 more, which will be about 29 minutes, about a half hour. So on top of all, we got about under a half hour left to go of our 50 minutes of nonstop talk and music. So you have plenty of time to get on board. And in this last hour also, I'll be doing weather on the fives, and we'll take a look at Clinton weather and some more weather across the nation. Take a look at some southern weather, Florida, and take a look at your weather, some areas of interest, and some of those including Northern California, where they've been getting pounded with some pretty bad weather. And we'll do all that coming up. And also, what's on Spreaker? What programs are coming up on Spreaker tonight? And Blake, I'll mention your show as part of that, okay? It's a segment I call What's on Spreaker. It's where I tell you what's going to be on the radio on Spreaker tonight. And you can check that out. If I can't catch you live, I'll listen to your recording. I'll listen to the on-demand, because usually around 7 o'clock, my wife and I have supper. So I might not even be by the computer at that time, but I will try to. If I can't catch you live, I'll listen to your on-demand afterthought, the recording. If I can't catch you live otherwise, and I'll leave you a message. So even if I don't listen to you live, I do this even with your Uncle Mike when he does Radio Hope. If I can't catch him live, and I have. I will usually leave you a message on your recording. So just do your show, and I will listen to your podcast later, and I'll leave you a message on there through the chat room, because I'll just kind of put my input even if I'm listening to a recording. I do that a lot, and you're welcome to do that with this show, and I welcome you to do that. So if I don't catch you live, I'll listen to the podcast later. That's usually, like I said, that's usually my supper time anyway. All right. Okay. It's 5 o'clock right now. 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock in the East, 3 o'clock Pacific. And if you are in the mountain ranges, the mountain time zones, it's 4 o'clock in Mountain Standard Time. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB, Clinton, Iowa. Across America, GJRB Online, the GJRB Online Network. That's what I'm calling it now. The GJRB Online Network, and this is the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. 5 minutes, we'll take a look at weather on the fives. And we'll do some more different things. Play some tunes and see who's out there. And thanks a lot for dropping in. Always glad when we get listeners. It really is. I really, really appreciate those listeners dropping in and saying hi. Really is great. Mark Levin, I have him on here. The left-wing media love Ann Coulter those days because she's their useful idiot, according to Mark Levin posting on Twitter. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, more on the Blaze. Talking about Trump's address today in the Rose Garden. Trump repeatedly interrupts Jim Acosta during the news conference. I heard this earlier, too. This was really good. gentlemen, accusing him of having an agenda and being fake news. Yeah, I heard a little bit of this today on Tom Shalhoub. He played a clip. The guy who was sat in for him today played clips of this. Pretty hysterical. Again, it's Trump. That's what he's. President Trump talked with CNN chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta, and in his heated exchange during a news conference Friday at the White House, he accused the president of fabricating a crisis on the border in order to declare a national emergency after he could not get a border wall approved by Congress. And I don't know if there's a recording. Oh, yeah, I think there is. Oh, goody, there's a recording on this. Check it out. Listen to this. This is from today.
Yes, Jim Acosta.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wonder if you could comment on this disconnect that we seem to have in this country, where you are presenting information about what's happening at the border, calling it an invasion, talking about women with duct tape over their mouths and so on. And yet there's a lot of reporting out there. There's a lot of crime data out there. There's a lot of Department of Homeland Security data out there that shows border crossings at a near record low. That shows undocumented immigrants committing crime at lower levels. That shows undocumented criminals or undocumented immigrants committing crime at lower levels than native-born Americans. What do you say to
you don't really believe that stat? Do you really believe that? Take a look at our federal prisons.
I believe in facts and statistics and data.
Okay, quick. Let's go.
Let me just ask you this. What do you say to your critics who say that you are creating a national emergency, that you're concocting a national emergency here in order to get your wall because you couldn't get it through other ways?
What do you think? You think I'm creating something? Ask these incredible women who lost their daughters and their sons, okay? Because your question is a very political question, because you have an agenda. You're CNN. You're fake news. You have an agenda. The numbers that you gave are wrong. Take a look at our federal prison population. See how many of them, percentage-wise, are illegal aliens. Just see. Go ahead and see.
Oh, man.
It's a fake question. Yes, go ahead.
Can I ask a follow-up?
There you go. That was from today's Rose Garden press conference when President Trump interrupted Jim Acosta from CNN, saying, calling it fake news. Again, Trump was slammed. Oh, it was good. It was just juicy, as I was saying it. Talking about the percentage of inmates are illegal immigrants. Figuring the numbers of illegal immigrants in the federal prisons is not as easy as it sounds. In the past year, the Pro-Border Wall Federation for American Immigration Reform put out a study which claimed that illegal immigrations are 3 times likely to be convicted of crimes on average than American citizens. A few months later, however, the libertarian think tank Cato, CATO, released a study claiming that immigrants are about half as likely to commit crimes. These are 2 stories that are so different because there is no direct way to get the numbers of how many illegal immigrants are incarcerated in the U.S. So researchers need to find creative ways to get that information through other data sets. So, fascinating. You're listening to the Gary Russen program. Your comments are welcome. You could be in the show. I'd love to hear from you in this last hour. Weather on the 5s right now. Let's take a look at what's going on across America on the Gary Russen program here on GTRB Online. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central, and my guest will be Ben Osman Osun, and we're going to be talking about this immigration thing a little bit further, so tune in for that. So check that out. Right now, Elko, Nevada, looking at 30 degrees and light snow. Medford, Oregon, mostly cloudy, 49 degrees. Great Falls, Montana is 8 degrees and fair. And Huntsville, Alabama is at 58 degrees with light rain at this time. Let's take a look at Huntsville, Alabama, and take a look at your weather on the Fives this time round here on GJRB Online. Weather on the Fives being brought to you by Weather Underground. Check out Weather Underground. That is a great, accurate weather source. They have stations all over the United States, and there's probably one near you. We got one right by us here in Clinton. And by the way, we'll do Weather on the Fives for Clinton here in just a little while, and we'll be taking it from that Milford Farms, which is not far from here, and taking a look at that because that's pretty darn accurate. Downtown Huntsville station, this is what they've got. 58 degrees right now. 61 was the predicted high. Nighttime low 38. Looking at your radar at this time, you've got precipitation just north of you, Huntsville. So look at that. Barometric pressure 29.82 inches of mercury, 7-mile visibility. You have a dew point of 56 degrees. You have a 94% relative humidity. And let's take a look at your weather forecast right now. 100% chance of rain, low 38 with winds north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 10% chance of precipitation, mostly cloudy, high 51. Well, we had that here. North winds 5 to 10. I think it won't be too long. Rain light 43 degrees. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour is your forecast for tomorrow night. So looking at that, let's see. I'm going to take a look at some more temperatures in different parts of the country. Elko, Nevada. We were talking about you before. Nevada, your temperature right now. Looking at it, 31 degrees currently from Snob Hill Station. 31 degrees with 70% chance of snow showers. 31 degrees for night for a high. Winds west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour tonight. Snow showers late, low around 20. We'll have winds southwest at 5 to 10. And then tomorrow it'll be snow showers, 32 degrees with a southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Weather on the Fives, 25 and 55 minutes past the hour on GJRB Online. And of course, when we do the Gary Russen program, fun stuff happens. We somehow overpass the weather. So when that happens, we usually do weather any time in the hour that ends in 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, or 55 minutes past the hour on the Gary Russen program on Freestyle Friday. Open line show. And we have about, let's say, 10 minutes, a little over 11 minutes left to go of our 50 minutes of nonstop music and talk, continuous talk, and you can check that show out. We'll just kind of, so like about 6 minutes and 33 seconds left of this segment, and then when we flip over, another 5 more minutes or so, and then we take a break. So that's how that works, okay? Kind of do that so that, and we might just, again, when we flip over, we're just going to probably do that whole 46 minutes final part to wrap the show up. So we'll be working on that. So stick around for that. You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker, and I thank you for tuning in today. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America on internet, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. We are visiting Twitter. We were on the Twitter site and doing the scroll through social media, and I'm checking other postings at the same time and seeing what other information we have. Going up, and let's see. Oh, wow. Dave Scott says he's going to be appearing on a UFO Confidential with Erica Lukes at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. on, where is that? KCORradio.com. Okay. Going down the line a little bit, we got Entertainment Weekly. Okay, I don't want nothing really specific there. Coming out of Pittsburgh, WTAE, FBI wants to identify a woman in confessed serial killers' hand-drawn portraits. Okay, let's see what else we can find here. Any other interesting stories? A man accused of performing lewd act in front of a woman at a busy shopping center, and how police tracked the suspect down on WPXI Channel 11, Pittsburgh, 11 o'clock news. 11 news, 6 o'clock. So check that out if you're in Pittsburgh. Breaking news, law enforcement officials have responded to an active shooter outside a factory in Aurora, Illinois. This comes out of Huffington Post. Let's get a direct story on that, because I was kind of following that all day since I started at the entry gate of this program. When we started the show, there was an active shooter, developing story of an active shooter in Chicago, near Aurora. The suspect was apprehended this afternoon after shooting at a factory in Aurora, Illinois, according to police. Images from the scene showed a heavy police presence in an industrial complex around Alro Steel and Metal Supplier and Henry Pratt Company, a valve manufacturing there. Several agencies responded, including the state and local police, along with Chicago's arms of the FBI and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. At least one person dead. This is according to the story. This is the remainder of that story of that shooting in Aurora. At least one person is dead. A spokesman for the Kane County Coroner's Office confirmed to Huffington Post the injury reportedly included several law enforcement officers and multiple civilians. A man who ran out of the building when the shooting began was John Probst. Told local news there, ABC7, that the gunman worked in the building, but Huffington Post has not independently confirmed that information. Aurora is a Chicago suburb about 40 miles from the downtown area. So it's 40 miles out of downtown Chicago. They were on the scene at the warehouse and parking lots. That's not far from Mokina. It's not pretty close to Will County, I think. The active shooter incident had been secured, according to the police on Twitter. They're talking about this. This is a Twitter posting. Active shooter incident had been secured. Shooter is no longer a threat to the area. According to the police presence there remains as an investigation continues. Parents, please contact your local school districts for dismissal plans. Holy Angels Catholic School in West Aurora, District number 129, were placed on lockdown while police secured that area. Officials instructed the parents to contact the school district for any more information on dismissals. Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, Democrat, expressed thanks and condolences over Twitter, writing, "This is a scary, sad day for all Illinoisans and Americans." Dick Durbin thanked first responders as well. "My heart breaks for Aurora," says in a Twitter post. "My heart breaks for Aurora. I'm tracking updates on the situation with my staff. Thank you for the members of the law enforcement who have responded to this emergency." President Donald Trump has been briefed on this situation at the White House, and that story will develop. So I'd say watch your local news for all the information on this story as it develops. You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GTRB Online. We're getting about 30-odd seconds left to go in this segment. So I'm going to be taking a break and flipping over to the board. And wrapping up this segment, you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America. And thank you so much for tuning in to GRP. This is GJR Broadcasting. And I'm Gary J. Russen. We'll be right back with more of the Gary Russen program.